Have you ever been so upset by somebody else's anger that your face got flushed and your heart was beating and you're wondering to yourself, what did I say? What did I do? What did I do wrong? In that moment, it feels like an attack. It feels personal, even though it's usually not about you.
Anger is a response to a perceived and often misunderstood situation. Because in that moment, we feel as though someone is attacking us. What gets triggered inside of us is this: we feel our values are being attacked, our boundaries are being threatened, and our identity is being compromised, and our sense of safety is shaken. And the hard part is, suddenly, somehow, we feel powerless. An example of that is I have a very dear friend who, during a very chaotic time in her life, we would go out and she might be drinking a bit, and she was feeling a bit overwhelmed and out of control, kind of drowning in her own world, and became very egocentric. And not out of malice when I look back at it, but out of survival. One night, she really pushed her boundaries again and again. I finally I finally hit my limit and I exploded. And I said to her, "Stop the car, I'm getting out." We didn't speak for a while. I didn't not talk to her because I wanted to punish her. I didn't talk to her because I needed to process what happened for me to have a better understanding so that in the future I wouldn't go there anymore. I was asking myself questions like this: why did this hit me so hard? Why did her words mean anything? And why did I take it so personally? As I started asking those questions, I started to realize that they reminded me of older situations where I felt quite powerless and preyed upon and feeling like I did something wrong. What I decided was that once I processed all of that and really looked deeply into me and what my response was and why did I get upset and how could I have handled it differently, I came to a better understanding of my relationship with her and with other people's anger. As a result of that, today our friendship is very strong. We definitely both understand each other's boundaries, and we're very much more respectful of that, which makes it a much more compassionate friendship than we may have even had before. God forbid we have a situation like that again. At least now I know what my boundaries are about it and what the truth of the situation may be rather than how I feel about it. And I may be able to respond in a more authentic and compassionate way with her. When you understand why you become angry, you will have a better understanding of why they become angry. Most people aren't reacting to the present moment. They're reacting to fear and overwhelm and loss of power, old stories, feeling misunderstood. They're reacting to not having control. And sometimes anger is the only thing they have to feel in the numbness of the chaos that's happening in their life. For many people, anger is the only tool they have to feel power again. When you learn to understand your own anger, you help yourself to take things less personally. It helps you to stay grounded and calm and in your own truth. You learn to respond rather than react. It builds compassion, not to excuse bad behavior, but to understand what's going on underneath. And it makes boundaries easier because you no longer get hooked into other people's chaos. When you understand what sparks your own anger, you open yourself up to a better understanding of what sparks someone else's. And that is the gift. Hey, if this message reached out to you, please like, comment, or share. Helps my YouTube channel grow. And if you want to go a little deeper, I just opened a new site on Stan. That's where I share my coaching tools, my classes, and everything I'm building for women who want to grow more clarity and courage in their lives. You can check it out on the link below.